Hello, welcome to Sick Boy Day, the day where I am indeed ill. Anyway, today what's been on my mind has been that there is a difference between accepting yourself and accepting that things and accepting your circumstances. I think a lot of something like that, I've done that. Instead of accepting hello clock, the facets of myself and going, maybe there's a positive outlook on it. I resigned to the ideas that things couldn't change. Take being social, for example. I have always seen myself as a very kind of antisocial, quiet person. And I thought, oh yeah, I just accept that I'm a quiet person, right? Um, Instead of accepting that maybe I'm not that kind of person, uh, actually, and instead that there's a fear in there that is keeping me from being my true self, I've resigned to what I've seen and my fears. I think that what I just said didn't make any sense, so I'm going to try to phrase it in a way that makes sense. A lot of times you have problems, right? And we treat them like weeding a garden. And we clip the top of the dandelions, right? And we go, now the garden looks nice. But the problem's still there. It's deep rooted. And we haven't actually picked it. Instead, we tried to fix it. And we've gone, well, now it just looks nice. Now we've accepted that we cut it, but we haven't actually fixed it. And our fears become like that too. That a lot of times, most of our problems in our life are just based in our fear that we won't be loved. That's the lie the devil tells us, and that's the lie we tell ourselves. We go, I'm going to resign to this. I'm going to resign to this relationship even though it's abusive because no one can treat me better. Or I'm going to resign to dating this type of person, whether I'm going to say that I'm gay or whatever. And resigning to that instead of saying maybe that there's a deeper meaning and you've resigned to it. Or that you're going to resign to being single your whole life and not put yourself out there because you don't believe that you're good enough for anybody else. Sometimes we just resign to things. And I know in my life I've done all of that. Resigned to being alone. Resigned to hating yourself. We give up. And if we can just see our pain instead, then maybe we can heal from it. But if you don't want to see your pain, then you can't heal from it. Your pain is only is deeper than you think. And sometimes when we see other people's pain, it shows us ours. If you can connect with it, and instead of getting defensive, getting scared, you work on it together, even if it's with people who you may not always trust. Because dealing with your pain alone, I understand why we give up on it, because I've done that. But we don't have to. If you want to go through a change, if you want to see what God has in store for you, maybe it's time you lament a little bit and see where your heart's been hurting instead of being scared of it. You embrace the fact that the truth is the truth, regardless if you like it or not. Your pain is yours. You can't just hide it. You can't just wash it away with somebody else. You can't just make it right by pretending that life is just gonna flow on or whatever. Because it'll come back. Unless you do something about it. But yeah, that's been my thought of the day. Really positive. What else I've thought about? I'm really serious, and I need to stop being so serious. But also, being serious is fun. So, I don't know. I got a lot of thoughts.